Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. How y'all doing? I'm here. I'm here. So I've been playing around with OBS, learning the software. So figured I'd check it out and see how I do with it. I don't know how to set it up to automate it to go right from that zero counter to the next scene yet. I haven't figured that out, but I will. And if you notice, the audio actually sounds a little bit better too, because I got this nice new mic here. Thanks. How y'all been? We're gonna switch over and look down here at the canvas here. I just wanted to show off my really cool green screen that I've got back here. Yeah, and I can put anything on there I want to. Like I can go in here and I can put that background there in like that. Tell me if that don't look cool. And if y'all are chatting, I can't see it. I have the chat up here on the screen in OBS, but I don't see it connected to anything, so I don't know if anybody's saying anything or not. So let me open up YouTube real quick. And go to lives. Well, it's not going to show me my live there. I've got to go to my channel. Oh, there I am. Oh, there you go. I see it. Hi, Bev. 2024 has been... Oh, hold on. Let me close it down. 2024 is treating me... could be better. As you can see by my community post last week, why I was not in the... why I wasn't live last week. Okay, let me go back to OBS. Yeah, see. Oh, there it is. Okay, refreshed. There we go. Live chat. Let me pop that out real quick. Undock my chat. And then I can make it a little bit bigger if I need to. And then I will redock it right in here. Oh, I'll just leave it like that. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Dreamer. Yeah, you got snow. Sherry, yeah, I am feeling better. I was anyway, until this morning, and then I started feeling the same old thing that I felt last week, and I was like, oh, this can't be good. Only it was a different spot. I don't know, that kind of went away. I did take an oxycodone for pain, and then it was like somebody just turned off a switch like a half hour later, and the pain went away, and the whole feeling of me having the stone moving there just kind of went away. And it also unblocked the tubing, so to speak. So I don't know if I passed it. I don't know if it went back up in my bladder and it's just kind of rolling around in my bladder or what. I don't know. I had no clue. No, we're not going to get any snow here, Dreamer, where I live. We're not scheduled to get any of the weather at all until tomorrow evening. And then we're only getting like a tenth of an inch of ice. So it's going to be an ice storm down here and not that big of one. So, nah, no big deal. Oh, I feel fine. I feel fine. It's actually the lighting. All right. It's the lighting. Let me, hold on a second here. Let me go to face cam, go to properties, go to configure video, and let me see if I can just saturate myself just a little bit more there. There we go. That's a little better. Let me add a little more contrast in there too. There we go. Apply. Okay. All right. I'm actually kind of really close to the camera compared to where I really had been because, I had been sitting back here like this before. But I've got a lot of light in the room. I've got over here, I've got a giant like a giant work light, LED work light thing, because the green screen has to be illuminated kind of evenly, so it's all kind of like a standard color. And then I've got my regular lamps that I always have on every week over that side. And then that's pointing kind of towards me. And then in front of me here, right in front of around the lens of the camera, I have a ring light that's set to more of a warm tone so that it kind of helps bring out the warm colors. But yeah, I got a little bit there, Debbie. Well, see, this is because I want to start doing Twitch for Call of Duty, and this is kind of how I want to get it set up to do that. So I'm still learning OBS, so I'm practicing my OBS skills over here in YouTube, so I can learn how to do things with it. And then once I feel comfortable with it, I'll start going over and streaming on Twitch. So yeah, last Sunday morning, I'll tell you what happened. Last Sunday morning, I woke up, and I was okay. I was fine when I got up, but I noticed, started noticing this like dull ache on the left side, like right at my hip, or like right above and in front of my hip. And I was like, what in the world is that? And it's just like a dull ache. So I figured, well, maybe because I had gone out Friday night, gone out and kind of met up with some friends that I hadn't seen in a while. And we hung out, and I was out until the bar closed, and then came home. And then the battery died on my truck on Friday night before I left. So I had a friend from the bar brought me home, and I had to go back on Saturday and jump off my car and bring it home. And then Saturday, while I was there jumping off the car, I had a couple more, and so I ran into another friend I hadn't seen in a while and was talking to him, and had a couple more beers with him. And then I came home Saturday, and everything was great. And then Sunday morning, I woke up, had that dull ache, and I said, well, maybe I just overdid it, And I was sitting here, and it kind of felt like I had to use the restroom, and I go in, and nothing, and it was like, oh, this ain't good. So as the day went on and on and on, like the morning, the pain got sharper and sharper, and it was coming in waves, like just one, it would like pulse, it would come in slowly, and then boom, hit an intensity, and then come back down. And each time it came back, it was worse than it was the time before. And I started Googling symptoms, and more and more, it felt like I had to go to the restroom, had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, man, nothing. I go to the bathroom, nothing. And it's like, man, this ain't good. And so I started Googling those symptoms, and sure enough, it came up and said, you probably have a kidney stone. So I said, well, maybe I need to go make a trip to the urgent care and see if maybe that's what they come up with. So I looked up an urgent care that takes my insurance, and they were open. So I went online and made an appointment for like 25, 30 minutes from that time. And I got in the car and drove myself up there. By the time I got there and I walked inside, and I'm standing there at the desk, and the girl's trying to get me all the new patient paperwork and everything figured out, I'm standing there doubled over in pain, and I can barely stand up. And she's just like, oh, yeah, can you get an ID, and can you get me this, and can you find me your insurance card on your phone? I'm like, oh, my God, no. So they got me back in the back, and the girl took me to the triage, and she had me stand on the scale, and then she sat me down to take my blood pressure, and she was like, the cuff getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and it's like, man, something's wrong with this thing. Its cuff is like really tight. And she goes, yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to. I said, I'm gonna have to have her take your blood pressure, and then it finished. And then she goes, I'm gonna have to have her take your blood pressure in the room because my machine ain't working. So when I got in the room, the other girl came in, and she goes, can you take his blood pressure? My machine wasn't working. I don't think it was reading right. And the girl was taking it manually, and she says, she went through it, and she goes, hey, what did the machine get? And she said, 229 over 120. And the girl that took it was like, no, your machine was right. That's where he's at. And they started freaking out. Like, why is your blood pressure this high? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't know I had high blood pressure. Because they kept asking me, do you have a history of it? No, I don't have a history of it. And I did years ago. Like, a doctor put me on some blood pressure meds for like a month. and he put me on some cholesterol meds, and I was good. But he never had me refill them. And so, in fact, I went back to see him. He said, "No, you can stop taking them. You're good." So she's like, "We're going to take you in an ambulance to the hospital, and we're going to let them see what's going on." I was like, "All right." So they got me over to the hospital, got me in the ER. They took it. It was still right around the same. And so they came in and they put some stuff in the IV for the pain. I don't know what it was, but it just instantly blocked every bit of pain. And then they gave me some other stuff in the IV for blood pressure, and it kind of brought it back down. Well, I laid there probably 4 hours or more, and they finally took me in to get a CT scan done. And the doctor came in about an hour after the CT scan was done, and he was like, "Yeah, you've got a kidney stone. It's 4 millimeter stone in your ureter between your kidney and your bladder." He said, "I'm going to put you on some meds to, kind of loosen up that tube a little bit, and so it'll start moving. And I'm going to put you on some pain meds." He gave me hydrocodone. And he said, "I'm going to give you some nausea meds because sometimes when the pain gets that bad, you get nauseous." He said, "So if you need nausea meds, I'll send some of them home with you." And he says, "I'm going to give you a prescription for blood pressure medicine that you're going to need to take every day. Just take it every day. And I'm giving you refills on that, and you just need to keep taking it." I said, "Okay." He said, "And then go ahead and follow up with the doctor in like 2 weeks or something like that." And he sent me home. So the next 2 days I stayed out of work, and I thought I passed the stone on the first day, the second day, Monday. I thought I'd pass it on Monday, and I thought maybe it had turned to powder and come out because I felt something weird there, and I didn't have any more pain. So I was like, all right. Then went back to work Wednesday, and Thursday I felt like I had some pain at the exit route. And I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. That's not normal." But then again, it happened for just a little bit. Went to the restroom, and there was no more pain, but it was never any stone. I've been trying to make sure I try to catch it. And there was nothing. So I was fine until this morning, and then I started having pain at right around the bladder area, like it was trying to come out of the bladder to come out, and it was blocking the pipes, and it was a little painful for a while. And I took some hydrocodone, and it's like out of nowhere, it just stopped. The pain just stopped, and the feeling of having something there had stopped, and the pipes are no longer blocked. So I don't know. I don't know. This is the weirdest thing. I've never been to a kidney stone before, so I wouldn't know. Hey, Nana. Hey. No, I hadn't started on Twitch yet, Bev. I'm working on it. But yeah, this is so cool because I can take this here and I can go into right there, and I can click here, and I can go in here, and I can change to a nightclub. Dave's hanging out in the nightclub. How about if I'm floating in the universe somewhere? I like that too. Oh, that light is bright. I don't know why it's so much brighter than it has been since lately. I don't know. Yes, they are, Nana. I'd never want to go through that again. The blood pressure is what scared me, though. I mean, realizing how high my blood pressure was, and I could have just stroked out at any time, as high as it was. And I'm kind of glad they caught that. And am I responding in kind of real time to y'all or not? I'm still, like I said, I'm still kind of learning OBS over here, so. Nana, I picked this one up on Amazon. I have to use my phone and make a quick video of it. It's just like a T. It's like a tripod, and at the top of the tripod, it's got a T cross piece that you put on, and then you just drape the screen over the top of it. And it comes with 4 clamps that you just hook the clamps to the screen, and it just hangs down in front behind you. It's actually pretty neat. Hey, Chris. Yeah, these green screens are so much fun because I can put videos behind it. Like I can do my media source there, and I can move, and then I can move it up behind the face cam so that you've got my background there, or my normal intro for my videos. I can put it in there. And I can actually change that. Pause that. I think I can change it. Yeah, I do it like this. I go in there and change that to say I want downloads back up and click OK. There we go. Well, if I have to add a layer in OBS underneath of the cam that is like what you want showing on the green screen, and then on the on that layer, I then chroma key. I set a chroma key filter and I choose green, and then I choose what image I want to put there, and that's it. And it puts an image behind me. Yeah, because the T is covered up by my socials over there on the right. I was in some diamond pain though, I'm telling you. And I love this mic. I absolutely love this mic. I don't have to yell. I don't have to feel like I'm yelling anymore across the room to be able to have that other one hear me. And this one here, I can like talk in a normal, even low tone of voice, and y'all can hear me like really well, I'm sure. Well, Nana, you're just going to have to come down here sometime. I'll show you how to use OBS, or at least how much I know. And I can actually get you a video. I would have to go find it on my YouTube, but I could actually go get you a video. And she walks you step by step as a beginner how to do everything in OBS. I've actually got it bookmarked on YouTube. I've got it saved in one of my playlists in there because it's so invaluable. And she's just a really good teacher of how to do it. But I go back to my image right there. And I think I'm going to put myself... There, I'm going to put myself on the earth. You don't even need to use anything for OBS, Nana. It doesn't cost anything to use any of the stuff. I can find everything I'm using. I've got it for free. Oh, you're talking about upgrading your like mic and stuff. I get you. Yeah, the mic is. I did a lot of research on this one. Everybody wants to get the Shure M87 or something like that. It's a really expensive mic. It's like $300. This mic here cost me $88 on Amazon, and it is the most highly recommended streamer or creator's mic within a budget range. So it was like $88 for this one, and it's really, really nice. It does have the XLR in the back, so if you ever want to start using it that way, you can. But it's got a Type-C connector here, and then a regular USB on the other end. Yeah, I'll send you that in a message through Facebook, Nana. When I get done here, I'll go look for it and get you the link. I think the creator's name is Hey Shady Lady, all one word. I think, but don't hold me to it. But this is a really nice. It's the Fifine A. Can't even read the box from over here. But yeah, it's a really cool mic. I mean, the problem is now, if I turn the mic around to the side like this, you can't hear me hardly anymore. But now if I turn it around in front of me, you can, because it's so directional. It only comes out of the top of the mic. It only reads out of the top. So you really kind of got to keep it pointed at you, and you don't need to keep it really close like I do. I can pull it back here, and you can still hear me. So it's not a big issue there. But yeah, and see, I've also got my second camera set up on here. So let me take that up above the face cam. Boop, boop. And there we go. We're ready to work on the diamond painting, and I can just swing the camera around. And I also, well, I'm also still using my DSLR. In fact, I'll flip this around, let you see it real quick. I've got my DSLR camera with a ring light right there, and then behind me, I've got my green screen. And it's all right there. Let me move the mic out of the way. Would be helpful. There. Yeah, I've got a capture card because that's how I'm running my DSLR mic. I bought, it's just a single input capture card that you can just like hook one USB into, or one HDMI into. I'm sorry, it takes HDMI input. HDMI in turns it into USB, runs it into your computer. They do have other ones that you can put multi capture cards or multi input, and I'm thinking about just getting one of those and then hooking all my inputs into it at one time, so that way I've just got them all available to me. But Xbox, I don't need to have a capture card to stream. I can plug my camera and my mic straight into the Xbox by USB, and I can go over into the Xbox menu and I can link my Twitch account. Well, actually what I did was I had to pay for Streamlabs, but you can link your Streamlabs account to it and then link your Twitch account to your Streamlabs, and then I can just click on or I can just go right over into the Xbox menu and stream straight from the Xbox. But I kind of sort of want to do it this way, the way the pros do it. Instead of streaming straight out of the Xbox, I can just run it right through OBS and everything. Problem is doing it this way, it is so far delayed. It's ridiculous delayed. Let me time it real quick here. Let me go back over here. All right, we're going to put a timer down. I don't know what Paul sent me. Look at the name. Okay. Grab a timer. Stopwatch. All right. We can put the stopwatch down here. I'm going to hit start on the stopwatch. And then we're going to wait and see how long it takes before it actually shows me hitting start on the screen. And okay, I'm laying the phone down. And I just 22.71 seconds. So I'm 22.71 seconds ahead of what you're seeing. So everything I'm doing on screen, I've already done 22 seconds before you've seen it. And I don't know how to fix that. I went into OBS and I had it automatically set all of the settings based on my internet speed and my computer specs, and it's still 22.71 seconds behind. So I do not know how to fix that. Let me turn on my light pad just a little bit. There we go. Add a little light on the subject there. And get my glasses. There we go. And I got today, I picked up the little, let me switch back to OBS so I can watch what I'm doing on the screen. I picked up one of the Diamond Art Club 4-placers. The problem is I can't get it to stay in my pen. I guess I'm going to have to get the do the washi tape thing. When I try to stick it in the pen, it just shoves the little O-ring. It just pushes the little O-ring up against the top there. Like every time I try to put it in my pen, the O-ring doesn't stay in the groove. So I don't know what to do about that. So watch, I'll put it in here. And there goes the O-ring right up to the groove. Right up to the little stopper part. So maybe I don't need the O-ring? I don't know. But if I don't put the O-ring in, I'm afraid it'll be loose and then it'll fall out. Yeah, see, now it's just too loose. Washi tape it is. This is the only washi tape I got. Which also came from Diamond Art Club. This stuff isn't sticky. Can you use OBS for TikTok? No. I don't think so. Maybe you can. I don't know. I haven't gotten that deep into it yet, Dreamer. But I would tend to think it would be tough to use OBS for TikTok. This stuff won't even stick to this. How am I supposed to use washi tape when the washi tape won't even stick to the... Okay, there we go. Ah, there it is. Nice. Okay. So yeah, I really can't tell you, Dreamer. I don't know. But to me, it would seem like it would be tough. But then again, you can adjust the size of your output manually. But then you would have to try to figure out what are the usual dimensions, pixels-wise, of a typical phone screen. Of a typical vertical phone screen. So that's the only thing that I think you'd have to think about. But then otherwise, I think you can. I'm not 100% sure, but I would think if you could use it for your TikTok live streams. You seen me lay the phone down before I said I was laying the phone down? So the audio isn't even in sync with the... Wait. All right, tell me. I'm gonna point the mic down. Oh yeah, there we go. I actually touched the very touch sensitive mic mute button. I'm gonna tap. Tell me if my sound is delayed from the video. Or we'll do it like... Actually, we'll do it like this. We will ting these together. All right. So, I'm not tinging very well. But that'll give me an idea if I'm like, my sound is delayed. Oh, there went my other camera. I turned it off just in time. So the sound is dead on with the video then. So when you saw it tap together, it made the sound at the right time. Okay. Good, 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 good. Awesome. I don't even remember what color I left off with over here. If I'm being 100% honest, because I have not even worked on this all week. My last live was the last time I worked on this, so I can't remember where I'm at. There's my tweezers. There's my little turtle. So y'all, I don't know if I mentioned it at my last live or not, but I've got a lot of tumbled rocks just kind of taking up space around here. Everything from petrified wood, agates, jaspers, and all kinds of pretty rocks. And honestly, I enjoy the rock tumbling part of it because I enjoy seeing the really cool rocks that come out. But except for very few, I have no need for all these rocks. So I was debating an idea. How would y'all think about geominders? And so to explain what a geominder is, okay, we're using the word geology, which is the study of rocks, and cover minders. So they're not just going to be normal, everyday tumbled rock cover minders. What I'm going to do is also include with it a little pamphlet or a little sheet or whatever that kind of highlights the rock that you bought. So if it's a piece of agate, it's going to show, it's going to say agate, and then it'll say your rock is an agate. It took like this long to tumble. If I know where it was found, I will put where it was found and picked up from, and then I will put a little thing there about how agate forms and how it develops and how it gets its colors, that kind of thing. A little bit of geology fact about agates. So you'll actually have something to go along with your little cover minder. A geode tumbler. I hope you're not tumbling geodes, because geodes you break open and they've got the little crystals inside. You shouldn't tumble those ever. You got a rock tumbler. Yeah. I wonder if I'm going to be able to hold it all the way through the live. All right, where am I? I'm going to do... Did I do the left... How did I get... I had this thing covered in parchment paper for the whole entire time since I got done with my live last week, or last time I did a live. I covered this thing with parchment paper, and it still got cat hair under it. How? How do you get cat hair on it? It was covered completely. And has been for 2 weeks. Okay, with OBS you can use it on your phone. Okay. So, sorry, Dreamer. I didn't mean to miss that. Okay, yeah, I think OBS does have a mobile version. It just makes everything so much more easier to do. Like, you can add all your little overlays and stuff like that, like I've got up here. Like, if I get a new subscriber while I'm here, while somebody's here, or if somebody sends me like a super chat, it should pop up on my screen with a noise that says they sent it, and it should put it up there in the left-hand side. It's like a little thing will pop up on the bottom. It'll say, so-and-so sent a super chat. And then it'll put their name over there on the side where it says recent super chats. It'll put their name there, and it'll put how much. Hey, Robert. Well, it's okay. I've been kind of busy too. In fact, I'm halfway thinking about that. Nah. I need to test that out at some point. I was thinking about logging into my other YouTube account from my phone. Well, my other YouTube account and this one are linked. So I can they all share like the same Google Pay and everything else. I was thinking about I could log in under my other account, send myself like a $2 super chat, and just see if it works. Streamlabs? Streamlabs is like an online version of OBS. So yeah, you can use Streamlabs on your phone. Yeah, sorry about that. It's not OBS. Use Streamlabs. Streamlabs is like an online version of OBS. You can go through the whole layouts gallery they've got and apply the layout with like one click. All that wonderful stuff. So Streamlabs is a little easier to use, a little more user-friendly and beginner-friendly. It's more point and click and hit to go live and you're done. You just have to link your account. So if you go live on YouTube and Twitch or whatever, but just remember, whatever the first one was that you added, it's going to make you go, I don't know about Streamlabs, whatever the first one was you entered and you used to sign up with, if you use it to log in with that. Like I use on Streamlabs, I have like when you can go to a website and you can click log in with Facebook and you can use your Facebook login to log into an external website somewhere. Streamlabs has that option with Twitch. And I didn't stop and think that I'd maybe using this with my YouTube as well. So I set up a scene with the background and all the pages, the coming soon page, starting soon, all that kind of stuff. And hey, it popped up. Hey, Nana super chatted 99 cents. I see that. And there's your name over there on the left-hand side. This says recent super chatter. How cool is that? So, but yeah, I did all of that. And then I never actually used it for anything, but I used Twitch as my login for there as well. So I linked it to my Twitch login. And then I linked it to my YouTube as well and said, well, when I did OBS that last time I went live, I used OBS and I was going to use Streamlabs for that day. And it will not let you take Twitch off as an option to go live on. I mean, you can stream to multiple platforms at once with Streamlabs. Problem is you cannot uncheck Twitch if you use Twitch login for your Streamlabs. Even if you have a Streamlabs username and ID, it still requires you to use whatever you logged in first with. So I don't want to Twitch stream when I'm doing my Sunday night lives. So I have to use OBS for my Sunday night lives. And I'm getting used to this and getting used to it and learning it and everything. I'm actually finding I may cancel my paid Streamlabs account and just get another capture card and just stream right from my Xbox, or stream the right way. Yeah, is it getting icy up there for you yet, Nana? Or hasn't it made it far enough south? No, Streamlabs is not free. They have a 7-day free trial, but no, Streamlabs is not free to use. But I may go cancel that subscription and just stream through. They have a lot more layouts and scenes and stuff for, you know, like theming your stream with all of the little gadgets and things. They've got a lot more on Streamlabs than I found for OBS anywhere yet. At least built in for free. Like a lot of these sites have these ones, but the ones that are like really cool and you really like are all like you have to have a paid monthly subscription to the website to be able to download those and use them. So but I still may do that because that monthly subscription to the website where you can get your backgrounds and stuff is a lot cheaper than what the Streamlabs monthly account is. So, all right, I'm gonna try this. I think this is the. I don't know. Did I use? Oh, I did all the and signs. Yes, I did. I remember doing them. I got the little purple swirls to do next. Or did I already do those? No, I did not. And you know something else I'm going to do? I'm going to turn my... Oh, that's why I didn't look right. I didn't have the brightness turned all the way up on my ring light that had the warmer tone. So that's why I looked kind of pale and like out of it. There we go. See, we got... Shit, come on. Get up there. What a pain this can be. Okay. Oh, it's snowing in Huntsville. Yeah, it just hasn't moved down south far enough. It's supposed to be up your way either overnight tonight or in the morning. We're not getting any of it here until tomorrow evening. And then we're only expecting like a tenth of an inch of ice. It's only supposed to be iced up your way too. It's not snow up your way. The snow is going to be restricted to like right up around the Tennessee Valley in the most northern sections. Oh, and I need to put wax in my Ford Blazer. Dave, you are behind the times. Oh, come on, really? Guess I'm going to have to pull that out of there at some point and just mash it all up together again into one solid piece because it's been poked so many times that I can't get a solid chunk in my... It's kind of drying out a little bit too. Yeah, it is. It's kind of getting a little bit chunky, not smooth and putty-like anymore. Unless they've changed it, but I just watched James Spann's 6 o'clock update right before I went live. And the winter storm warning is staying up north. The winter weather advisory is down south, and he says that the stuff that's in the blue area is not the winter weather advisory because they had them colored blue on the map. The blue counties aren't expecting any snow. They're just expecting ice. All right, let's see if that works. Sliced right through it. All right. Oh. And no, it did not. Annoying. There we go. just kind of rub the excess out. Robert, I'm going to tell you this. I've been nonstop keeping up with this because the stuff has been changing by the minute here as far as everything that's changing. One, Nick Saban left a playoff-ready team and program. All they need to do is plug a coach in that knows what he's doing. Some of the players didn't want to wait, didn't want to play under a different coach than Saban, whatever. They're going to the transfer portal. The thing is those guys, they never really got much field time anyway. They were like second and third string. Only one of them that was like really important left. In fact, he was officially this morning went to Texas. But otherwise, all the ones that left weren't really important players anyway. We could do without them, and we have good replacements for them anyway. The new coach, he came into town yesterday. He did his welcome introduction speech, and he did a press conference. And I'm going to say 98.9253% of the fan base is jumping on board behind this guy. He seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. He wants the same thing we do. He understands the legacy and the fact that the fans are spoiled to winning here, and he does not want things to change. And he was very successful this past season. He took his team to the playoff game, to the national championship game. He didn't win, but the same team that beat us beat him. So, I mean, so it wasn't a big deal there. But yeah, he seems like a really good guy. The guys he's bringing in for his coaching staff are a lot of his guys that he had in Washington, and Washington had like the #1 offense in the country this year. So he's bringing those guys in to coach our team now. So I think there's not going to be a problem. I mean, a lot of teams would take a pretty big hit. They'd have to have a year or two to get rebuilt and get back on track. I think next year we're just going to be just like we always were, just a different guy calling the shots at the top. To be honest with you, that's what I think. Just that alien putty. I have not tried that. Yeah, I have. We all have pretty good faith in Coach DeBoer. He seems like a nice guy, and this job must mean a lot to him because, like he said, he was crying in his press conference yesterday. He says, I would have only left that job for this one. This is the only job in the country I would have left there for. So that tells me, he understands how big of a deal it is to come here and coach. He gets it. He's not like some other coach that just coming in and trying to change everything and make it his way. And Nick Saban is actually staying here. He's not moving away. He's not fully retiring from work. He's just retiring from head coach. Nick Saban is going to have a office in the stadium, and he's going to be working in some sort of an advisory role. So he'll still be a part of the program and still be there and be able to have access to the coach and the team and everything, just not in the same job title that he has now, or that he has had. He's backing off from being the coach to being an advisor to the coach. So nope, us fans aren't too worried about it. Like it seems like all the other fan bases are. They're all making videos on YouTube and everything about how Alabama's falling apart and the end of the dynasty is coming. I'm like, no. Same dynasty, different era. That's all. The emperor has changed. That's all. I would love to see DeBoer come in here and then have a career just like Saban's. But with the new name, with all the name, image, likeness, and the portal and everything, it's going to be really hard for one team to be that dominant ever again. But Alabama will definitely be within the top 10 pretty much every year. I almost guarantee you that. Actually, yeah, because he said that the athletic director said he fielded like 30 different calls, but he had already called DeBoer right after Saban told him that he was retiring. Um, Greg Byrne went into attack mode basically, and he called DeBoer up first and said, "Hey, it's yours if you want it. Let me know," basically, and that's how they got their coach so quick. I mean, they already had him Nick Saban already had DeBoer pretty much pre-chosen. And DeBoer was like, he had to weigh it out, but he thought about it and he says, I can't turn down the opportunity. So Greg Byrne went out on Wednesday and met with him and, got to know him a little bit or whatever. And then Thursday, they did all the paperwork and they did all the negotiating on Thursday. And then Friday he flew, or Thursday night? No, Friday he flew into town. They made the announcement official, and he flew into town Friday. And there was a bunch of people at the airport waiting for him to come in to greet him when he got off the plane. I wonder where he's staying right now, though. But yeah, Greg Burns said that he fielded something like 30 some calls on Wednesday evening from other coaches wanting the position, but he already knew who they wanted. If it couldn't have been this guy, I'd like to have seen Sarkisian from our old offensive coordinator. I think he would have been really well with our offense. And the funny part was, like, all night, Thursday night, it was just nonstop reporting that, oh, Dan Lanning is in Tuscaloosa. He took a plane to Tuscaloosa. There was the coach of Oregon. There was even a picture going around of, like, from one of them flight tracker apps. And I sat there and I was like, man, that is so fake. It's so ridiculous. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, one, the red line is too perfectly arced because they don't just go in a perfect arc when they fly. If you ever watch a flight tracker app, it kind of goes all the way to where it's going. And then on top of that, the line was too bold. And then the little box that showed the tail number of the plane and the type of plane and the call sign for it and everything had a military call sign. And when you go look up that type of plane, it was like one of them giant, like, radar AWACS planes with the big radar dish on top of it. It's like, y'all realize that you can't even fake this stuff good. Turned out Dan Lanning was never in Tuscaloosa. He never even got called. And he was at home watching a Jason Bourne movie. When everybody supposedly seen him in Tuscaloosa. No, he was sitting at home on his couch with his kids watching a Jason Bourne movie. Robert, it's going to be weird here not seeing Nick Saban do the press conferences every Sunday or every Saturday and not seeing him running out of that tunnel with the team. It really is. But I think we've got Nick Saban Jr. I'll be honest with you. I really honestly think this guy has the chance to be that good. Even when he was doing his press conference and answering the questions and talking, a lot of the people that were I was watching it, they were streaming it live on YouTube, and a lot of the people in the YouTube chat that were all Alabama fans was like, "This guy sounds just like what Saban sounded like back then. The way he says things and the way he He's confident, and they said he sounds just the way Saban did back when he first came here. So that's a good sign. You deleted your last comments. Why? Why'd you delete the comments? Why would you do that, Nana? So yeah, I'm thinking about doing those geominder things. I've got to order some magnets from AliExpress, and I guess I would just use E6000 to attach the magnets, or hot glue maybe, but those shiny glossy rocks, do you think hot glue would stick to it? Yeah, Lanning would have been an okay pick, but looking farther into it, I don't know. You know, like again, my thought would have been Steve Sarkisian, our old offensive. The last time we won a national championship, he was our offensive coordinator, and I was thinking then that he would be the perfect one. He went to Texas 3 years ago after we won that last national championship. He left and went to Texas. And look what he has done in 3 years at Texas. He has built one of the powerhouses in college football. And he has now gotten that powerhouse into the SEC where it's tough to play. And they're playing at an SEC level. So he knows the process here. He knows the facilities. And he knows how Saban would run things. Why not? And he's beaten Saban now once. Why wouldn't he be a good choice, That's what my thought was. When I immediately heard it, I said, you need to go after Sarkisian. But no. But I like this guy so far. Oh, and did y'all notice something else? Look what I'm sitting in. There's another one over there. There's a matching pair. And these things are comfortable. Oh, wait, that didn't do anything. Well, that's weird. Well, thank you, Dreamer. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Why didn't that, Why didn't that register with my... Oh, there it went. There it went. That's why I forgot I have to have that layer selected in my drop-down list. Because that layer is basically just those two things you see on the sides, and then whatever kind of pop-up things come in. And otherwise it's just a see-through layer that goes over top of your camera or your game screen. And so I forgot I had to have that layer selected in order for it to show up things. There we go. Oh, does it take a while? Okay. But when yours came through, Nana, it didn't have the purple box around it because I didn't have that layer selected. It just had the words. And you could barely read it. I'm learning. But yeah, my green screen. Let me see. Um, we were talking about that. You said you need to get one. I'll show you. I got mine on Amazon. It was really cheap. Maybe if I actually go back to the A's on my apps. My orders. There it is. It was for a 5 by 6.5 foot. It was $39.97. Comes like that. It even has a little case you can carry it in. Oh yeah, they'll give it to me. What you see on the screen up there has nothing to do with the back end of YouTube. That screen is just a visual indicator to something to get people going. Basically, the thought process behind it is it kind of gives the person that sent the super chat a little something, recognition for having done it, instead of just a highlight chat. It actually pops it up on the screen for everybody who's watching can see it, and makes a little noise so it catches their attention. And what that's supposed to do is, it's actually, once you have a lot of people watching, it's supposed to actually basically spur people to, oh, I want to see my name come up there, that kind of thing. Our generation, it doesn't do that to us. These younger kids these days, they just like recognition and attention. So, yeah, YouTube keeps 30% automatically of whatever anybody sends. I've got like $35 sitting there in my AdSense account that it won't cash me out until it gets to 100, and then it'll just send it automatically to my PayPal. However, I am still kind of, let me check my stats here. YouTube Studio, open link in new tab, go into my analytics. Go to the last 365 days. It says I'm sitting right at 4K watch hours in the screen up here. Okay, this is what I don't understand. On my analytics, on my analytics up at the top where the graph is, where it shows like the little activity chart across there, it says the last 365 days I have 4.0K watch hours. If I hover over it, it says I only have 3,967. But if I scroll down or if I go down to earn, where it tells me how many watch hours, it shows like a little bar down there that says, these are how many watch hours you got to have and how many 8 subscribers you got to have. If I go down there, it says I have 3,808 public watch hours. So I'm lost here. Why is it telling me I have 4K on the screen on the one thing, but then it says I only have 3.8 down at the earn part? I don't get it. Why do I have 200 less watch hours to be able to earn, even though the top one says I should be eligible because it says 4K? Actually, it says 3,967 up there. and I've got 3,808 down here. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. It's for sure and certain it hurts like hell. He'll have to take time off. Hell to take. I don't understand what you meant there. Oh. Oh, man. Throat's dry tonight. Oh, and it is 9 o'clock. It is time for my daily amlodipine besylate 10 milligram tablets. And I got one more I got to take at bedtime, and that's the one that's supposed to loosen up the pipes to let the rock come out. It hurts like hell to take time off of YouTube. It's basically like starting to... Yes, I agree. I will never make that mistake again. But then again, if I end up finding somebody, I probably will not include them as part of my YouTube channel anymore and have them in my live with me every night. Maybe they'll be sitting back there listening to me or doing whatever they're going to do in the living room or around the house while I'm doing this, and they won't be sitting at the desk as part of the live unless, every now and then maybe. But that was my problem. See, when we split up, my biggest issue I had trying to go live again was it was my channel to start off with. It was just me, and I did good. Then she came in, and it seemed like everybody accepted her very well, and she was part of the live, and from that point on. And it was her and I. It became an us thing. And it was really, really hard for me because I was grieving the loss of the relationship. It was really hard for me to get back in here and jump back in the saddle with it just being a me thing again, when for so long, for probably the most of my channel's lifetime, it had been an us thing. And that was the hard part for me. And I just couldn't do it until I felt like I was able to cope with it and do it. Yeah, you ain't lying, Dreamer. YouTubers do have short memories. But also YouTube itself. YouTube itself tends to unsubscribe people that have not interacted with any of your videos after so long. So, but out of the 1,700 that I had when I started, or when I left in January of 22, of the 1,700 that I had then, when I came back in Christmas of 22, I'd only lost 200 subs. I got those 200 subs back. I think I hit 1,700 again back last October. I want to say it was like back in October I hit 2,200 or hit 1,700 subs. I'm now up to 1,800, so I've gained 100 subs since then. So what I need to be doing is I need to be uploading more often, and I've been trying to film a damn time lapse, but in all of the everything with work and all that, and the kidney stone last week, I was in the middle of filming a time lapse when that happened, and so now I ended up moving the camera from the spot. I was trying to keep the camera exactly in the same spot so that I could film the time lapse in bits and pieces like each day after work for a few days, and then put up like one video that's like 30 40 minutes long with a time lapse and music and everything. And that was my goal. And I got like the first section of it done. It was like, I don't know, I'm going to say a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I think. Maybe longer. I don't know. I think it may have been 3 minutes. But I had that first segment recorded before I had to stop. And then before I could get back to it, I had the kidney stone. And then this week has just been nuts when I get back to work. I've got to struggle to get people scheduled because I hadn't worked on my schedule at all while I was out of work or anything. So, yeah, it was a mess. But there's stuff coming. I just got to get to recording it. I was watching a video right before I went live tonight, and I'm thinking about that too. You can use ChatGPT and tell it that you want X amount of this kind of riddle with this kind of specification. It's got to be a riddle. It's got to have 3 possible answers, but only one of them is right. And it spits it out to you. And then you can download that in the form of like an Excel spreadsheet. And then you can go into Canva and you can create a template for a short video, for a shorts video. And then all you have to do is you can go in Canva and you can bulk create a bunch of those videos using the Excel spreadsheet that comes out of the ChatGPT. And you can create like a whole month, like a whole 3 months worth of shorts if you upload one every day in like 20 minutes. And so all you got to do is remember to upload these shorts each day. And they're interactive, kind of. Like it's something that makes people think and makes them type in the comments and whatever, so that the more they interact, the higher in the algorithm it goes, the more people see it. And I could create another channel and just upload those shorts. And then once those run out and get 300 or so of those up, then I can pop another bunch of shorts up from it, maybe with different things like inspirational quotes or something. And let those keep going. And once those get going and get into the rhythm, he did that for like a month, and he was making $60,000 a year just using AI generated prompts and Canva to bulk create based on the template. Hey, Derek. Bev, NASCAR starts back up next month after the Super Bowl. I'm not exactly sure which day, but it's after the Super Bowl. I know that. They're going to do the exhibition race again in the LA Coliseum, which I still think they need to bring the shootout back to Daytona. That's why they keep changing tradition. I've got no clue, but they keep changing tradition. Stuff that's always been a tradition in NASCAR, they keep changing it. And us older folks that grew up in that tradition and have lived our entire lives with that tradition don't like to see those traditions change, because that was a tradition in NASCAR. But these young folks coming into NASCAR, they don't care about tradition. These young folks coming in as fans, all they care about is how many cars can they wreck in one race. I mean, really, honestly, and it's ridiculous. Their attention spans are like two seconds. They're already. I've heard fans now saying they need to shorten the races down to like maybe 3 10-lap heat races for the whole race. I was like, no. How you been, Derek? So yeah, as I was saying, I'm thinking about doing that. I could create another YouTube channel and just upload those shorts with it, and maybe have some extra income coming in off of that I can use to put towards things I need that income for, but maybe doing better, getting a better setup for me here with this, either looking at a house or another apartment that has another extra room that I could use for basically just my streaming room. Pretty busy. Retail keeps me really on my toes. Oh, I know. I know it, Derek. You preaching to the choir over here, man. You are preaching to the choir. I've always swore I will never do retail again. I did it when I was in high school. My first job was at McDonald's, and then I moved over to an old department store that used to exist way back in the day called Jamesway. They were a New Jersey-based, like, five and dime department store. They were kind of like what they're kind of like what Walmart is now, only they were smaller and they didn't have a ton of name brand stuff, but they weren't cheap like a Family Dollar or a Dollar General because they were a full-on big department store. But I worked there. That was my second job, and I could not stand retail. And then in 2005, when I moved back to Maryland after I ended up going to work in a convenience store, and I will absolutely positively never do that again. It was a really busy convenience store with a deli in the back, and it's one of the big chain brands in Maryland and Delaware area. It's like a big competitor is Wawa, if you know anything about the Northeast. It's a place called Royal Farms. And the store I worked in was basically when people from the western side of Maryland come across the Bay Bridge and they're going to the beach, which is over on the eastern shore. When they come off that bridge, ours was the first easily accessible gas station with restrooms and food and everything in it. And it got slammed. Oh, especially Friday evenings and Sunday nights. It was just ridiculous bad. And my manager was, I don't feel like having to have people clean our bathroom, so we're just going to put an out-of-order sign on it, and we're going to have them bring porta potties in out in the parking lot. The problem is they didn't clean the porta potties except for every Monday. So Monday, the guys came and cleaned out the porta potties. Well, now, can you imagine what those things are like sitting out in the hot summer sun all week long in the summertime? And the next rush coming through is in Friday the next week. No, Friday the end of the week. No, that's nasty. Yeah. And we had customers complaining about it, and of course, it's like my fault if I'm working up at the register. It's my fault that we have porta potties, Or it's my fault if there's a line clear to the back of the store and I'm not going fast enough for them. I actually had a customer swing at me across the counter once. It was after that is when I swore I'd never do it again. I do not do really well. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't do well in public facing jobs because I've got that now. I mean, I'm going in and out of people's houses every day, but it's such a different. It's a different vibe. Oh yeah, Dreamer. I had an irate customer that he was already pissed off because he had to use a porta potty. Okay, instead of the bathroom, it was inside because it was an out of order sign on there. And he'd been coming by there. 'Cause a lot of these people, they live in Baltimore or D.C. or in the surrounding area there, and they drive over to the beach every weekend. They got a condo at the beach or whatever, and they go to the beach every weekend. And they would come in there and stop at our store every weekend on their way there and every weekend on their way home. And because Royal Farms is famous for its fried chicken. And I miss Royal Farms chicken, by the way. I need to get back up to Maryland and get me some Royal Farms chicken and some crabs. And so, he'd come in there and it's like for week after week after week when he comes through, our bathroom is out of order. And he's like, when are y'all going to get that bathroom fixed? I'm like, sir, it's not on me. I mean, my manager's working on it. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm just here taking your money and giving you change. And he was mad because they were in a hurry. They'd left home late or they got stuck in traffic on the bridge or whatever. And so he was already grumpy about that. And then he came up and got his fried chicken. And, well, they had to make more chicken because, there's a lot of people in the store that wanted chicken, and they ran out. So they had to make more, so he had to wait 15 minutes for that. And then he gets his chicken, and he turns around, and the line is clear to the back of the store. And suddenly now all of his problems are my problems when he gets to the counter. And I had trouble ringing something up or something didn't scan right or whatever. He just got pissed off at me, and I was like, sir, you need to calm down. I'm trying the best I can. And dude just said, you're not trying hard enough. And I said something back. It wasn't smart ass or anything, but it just pissed him off enough that he swung at me across the counter. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he is coming next year. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. I'm still going to be a Chase Elliott fan, but I'm looking forward to see what he does. Oh, and y'all, I do have a guest here. He's in the bedroom laying down. He didn't want to bother the stream or whatever. He Paul's here. He's back in the room taking a nap. He's been here since he got here I think last Friday. And he stayed here through the weekend. Last weekend, he was here when I had my kidney stone and went to the hospital and spent all day. He picked me up from the hospital and we went out to eat. Went and grabbed some food from Burger King, and then he dropped me off at the house, and I picked up my car. He dropped me off at my truck at the urgent care that I left there, and then I got into my truck and I went and got the prescriptions filled. But yeah, Paul's been here. He's been helping out a lot, and him and I have been working a little bit here and there trying to get the house cleaned up again, which it never stays that way because I get in a rut, work, home, work, home, work, home, trying to do the things that I enjoy doing too, and the house just ends up getting neglected. So he keeps me on my toes with that when he comes down. He's like, yeah, we need to do this. We need to do that. Yeah, he's not out here, and he's like I said, he's back in the room. He said he was going to go and take a nap. He got up earlier and left to go drive. Well, he got up earlier, and we took his expedition to the car wash because somebody puked in it last night, and there was still a little bit of residue down in the cracks and crevices under the back seats because he's got third row in that expedition. So we had to get all the little puke crumbs cleaned up, and then we got back here and he left to go drive and just hasn't been busy, so he came back and hung out here for a little bit, and then he went back out again, and he just came back right before I went live. He said he's going in there and try to lay down, take a nap. I'm working way over here. I need to pull the mic over to me. Man, I am still loving this painting, by the way. I'm so anxious. I want to get it done. I want to keep it here until I finish it. I want to see this one completed so I can do a post review on it. But I can tell you now, anybody who's been watching my lives will tell you, my post review is going to be very positive for this one. Very, very positive. I think he's leaving tomorrow, Dreamer. He's probably going to try to get out of here tomorrow early enough to get back to Birmingham before the ice moves this far south. Because we're not supposed to get any here until tomorrow evening at somewhere between 5 and 8 or so. It should be moving through here. But he knows he's welcome to come here anytime anyway, you know. He knows that. So yeah, as far as these chairs go, I got the new chairs because I'd been looking for a gaming chair. Since I was going to start doing Twitch, I needed a gaming chair. And that's not really the only reason. These gaming chairs are comfortable. I was looking for one, and my company gave me $100 Visa gift card for Christmas. And I was looking them up, and I could only find them for like $150. I could find them for like $109. But the problem was the $109 one was the pink one that had bunny ears on the top of it and stuff like that. But if you switched over to a blue one or a red one, they instantly went up to like 135, 140. It's like, why are you selling the pink ones for 109, but you're not selling the other ones for that much? So I never could find one around 100, but I told him to keep your eyes out. If you find one less than 100, then let me know. That's what I want to use my company money for. And he came down last week, and he was like, I got your Christmas present, and handed me another Visa gift card, and he says, tell you what, he says, you go get you a gaming chair, and he said, while you're at it, try to find one that's 150 or less, and if you can, buy 2 of them. Because my apartment, Nana's been here, she knows, my apartment, I have my office chair that I sit in. And then when Amber was here, we had her office chair that she sat in, and Pam had one that she sat in. So other than that, all we had was a steel folding chair and 2 of those like fold-up umbrella camp chairs. I don't have furniture in my apartment other than my desks and my bed in my room and, you know, my TV stand. So I don't really have furniture here, places for people to sit and stuff like that. So Paul would come over and he'd end up having to sit in that folding chair or one of those, unfolding cloth chairs. So he wanted a place to sit when he comes over. Now this chair here reclines back like almost all the way back flat, and it has a footrest underneath that slides out and then folds the padded part of the footrest up, and I can sleep in my chair, which I've been sleeping in my chair anyway. I'm going to say in the past 3.5 weeks, I've slept in my bed twice. I just sleep in my chair at my desk at night now. Because if I get in bed, I sleep comfortably and so deeply that I don't hear my alarms and I oversleep them. But sleeping in my chair, that other office chair was horribly uncomfortable, but I was sleeping in it too every night, because I could sleep, but it wasn't so deeply that I wouldn't hear my alarm when it went off in the morning. So, no, that folding chair is not comfortable, Nana. I know. So now we've got my gamer chair, Paul's gaming chair, or the other gaming chair, my old office chair, and the folding chair and the 2 canvas fold-out chairs. Yep. I got, I was wanting blue, but Paul said, why don't we get red, Roll Tide. So we both got those right, just like that one. But I slept in it last night with the recline. Last night was the first time I've actually reclined it back and pulled the footrest out and slept in it here at my desk. Oh, that was so comfortable. It was comfortable, but not comfortable enough for me to get into that deep, dark sleep that keeps me from hearing alarms. It was just what I needed. And they were $159 on Amazon, or got these on Walmart.com, and they were $149 at Walmart. And they have the same chair on Amazon for $159 with a $10 off coupon, so you might as well say $149 there as well. But Amazon did not have free shipping for these chairs, so they wanted to charge like $22 shipping. So it was like, no, we'll just get it on Walmart. It's snowing there? Oh, wow. Maybe this thing's going to end up going farther south than they thought it would, but I know the models were showing it staying up there because James Spann showed the National Weather Service's warning areas, and then he showed the model data that they go off of and what it was it's kind of like a simulated radar for that far in the future, and he used the one model that's best for winter weather, and it showed pretty much all of it staying mostly up north, the worst part of it, up at the Tennessee line, back down to around Huntsville, maybe a little lower. And once you got south of like Coleman, it was kind of just like a light coating of ice, but not bad. And it went from like Coleman across to Jasper and then back down to just north of Tuscaloosa was the worst part of it. But then they changed it up again and said now it's going to actually come all the way down to Birmingham, but the worst of it's going to stay like north of Birmingham, between Birmingham and Coleman is where the worst cutoff line is. And so, and then the line itself, basically the mild stuff just kind of covers over around Tuscaloosa and goes all the way down to Meridian and that way. Basically follows the interstate. But I'll keep on top of it. I mean, I got nowhere to go tomorrow. I'm off, so. First job I've ever worked at that actually has MLK Day off. Yeah, I've got nowhere to go tomorrow. I don't go back to work till Tuesday. So. Oh, I can imagine, Derek. I lived in North Dakota for 4 years before I moved to Alabama in 2020. Um, yeah. Mother Nature had made up her mind up there in North Dakota. She made up her mind in October. Actually, September, really. She came in. She came in like Miley Cyrus in September. And by the end of September, you're getting your notices from the National Weather Service. It says freeze warning for whatever. And then it says this will be the last of this product until March of next year. Basically, it's their little way of saying, you know it's going to be cold. We know it's going to be cold. You don't need us to tell you that. And yeah, it doesn't get back above freezing again until March, late March, sometimes even early to mid-April. With your first snow happening usually somewhere in October. One year we actually got our first snow on October 1st, and we didn't see grass again until April, middle April. And of course, the worst part of that is like December, January, and February when it's like stays in the negative double digits 24/7. And every morning you wake up, go out and find a fresh inch of snow on top of your car. And then you get about 2 or 3 good blizzards every year that drop a couple feet each. I kind of sometimes miss that. I think I got all of the little swirlies. Nope, there's one. I'm sure I'll find another one here after I close up the container and put these back. I'm sure I'll find more. You always find more. It never fails. It's always a little clump of them. So it's not like you're finding just one odd random one you missed somewhere. It's like you always find like, oh man, there was like 6 of them there I missed in one spot. Oh, there's another one right there. And I've not even looked over here yet. Okay, scoot over, Dave. Moved mic. There we go. I'd always make sure I gotta have this mic pointed right towards me, because again, it picks it up out of the top of the mic and not the sides. It's very directional. But it's still a really good mic. I love the sound of it. I had to test it out. Like I sent a friend of mine a voice message on using my computer and my messenger app on the computer. I sent him a voice message with the old mic and the way I normally just leave it on the desk and talk normal. And then I sent one with this mic, and the difference was just like night and day. It sounded professional. It picked up a better range in my voice, and I didn't have to yell in order to be heard. Nana, you were here when we went live that one time, I think. I think you remember me. We had to yell. Sitting right next to the mic, we'd have to yell all through that whole thing, just so that it sounded to y'all like we were talking normal on YouTube. I mean, it's definitely night and day difference. Now, see, April here in Alabama is tornado season. This year it wasn't as bad. This past year, April was not, I don't think we even hardly had any storms in April, but then we had a really, really dry summer too. We didn't get a lot of rain in spring like we normally do. And summer, I think at one point we went like 2 months without any rain at all. And then we went through that hot, dry spell where it was like 112 degree heat indexes, and we didn't get any rain or any thunderstorms or anything, and it was bad. Weather here has been nuts. And now here we are expecting to go down into like the teens for temperatures. So yeah, she can't make up her mind down here either, Derek. She can't even keep her cycle straight. All right. I think that is all the swirlies. And even if it isn't, I'm still putting it away. And if I find some later, I'll have to dig it back out and do them again. Open says me. Oh, let me look at. All right, let me go down to 0. Where did it start? Okay, about 141. Okay, so I got about 30 more minutes to go, I think. No, wow. No, I've actually got 15 minutes to go. Jeez. Where'd the time go, y'all? I'm not exactly sure where the time went. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that back on. I'm working on Twas the Night Before. It's one of the Christmas paintings from, I didn't know my mic was muted, from Mermaid Cavern. But yeah, I got 15 minutes left for the live. It was 9:45 when I checked it, so yeah, it's 9:48. I got about 10 minutes left. I noticed it when I went to go talk. I could see the little red light. See right there on the back, that little spot. It's flat, and it's just a it's a touch sensitive. And so when I'm going to move the mic around, sometimes I accidentally touch it, and that's what mutes your mic. But yeah, this is from the Mermaid Cavern. It's called "Twas the Night Before." It's a decent sized canvas. It's 55 by 71, and it's just a beautiful image. Um, all of them are like anime girl type images. Um, I know there's some speculation in the community. I think somebody even mentioned it in one of my comments on the unboxing video. Um, until I can find out otherwise, I'm going to go with what the owner of the company says. She says her and her husband draw all the images. It's her drawing, him doing the coloring and shading. But there is some speculation in the industry that it could, or in the community, that it could be AI. Either way, I don't really care one way or the other. They're beautiful images, and they're unique. I haven't seen, they're still original images. They're not copies of anything else out there. They just look nice. I like them. Do I use my phone to record? No. No, 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 no. Here is my setup with... I'll have to show you on the other cam here. My setup is... Let me move the other cam back up here above face cam. All right. Yeah, there's my stuff. I've got my DSLR Canon EOS Rebel T7, and right now it's upside down because it's a trick that you have to do to trick the camera into doing what you want it to do. But it's at Canon EOS Rebel T7 with a ring light that I can put around the lens, and the ring light bottom attaches to the camera arm. And then I've got my mic here. I'm right here. Got my mic right here. It's called a Fifine AM8T, I think is what it's called. And then behind me, I've got my green screen so that you can see all the little cool stuff. See, I can also move that media source to here. Like that. Oh, it's not working. It doesn't work on the green screen. Oh, wow. Okay. That's strange. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't work there either. So I wonder. Let me look at the properties there. Or let me look at the filter, sorry. Oh, the chroma key. I have to put the chroma key on it. That's why. Okay. So I do the overhead cam, put a filter on it. Effect filter, add, chroma key. Okay. Make it green. And now I've got the chroma key on that one. Let me hit close. So yeah, that's how you do it. You can only see my head there now. So I'm going to switch back to the face cam. And put the overhead cam back below the media source. I need to find a way to automate that more than just moving layers up and down in the list. I need to find a way that I can just click on them somewhere and just make that be the one that's on top. If that makes sense. So yep, there we go. Got my setup all done. So I like it for now. A couple more things I wanted. What I really wanted to do was I wanted to clear off the wall back there behind me so I wouldn't need a green screen and do like LED lighting back there. I did buy some leftover Christmas lights from. I was at the night that I got my prescriptions filled. They had these they were like curtain lights. So it was like a light, a long string of LED lights that hang down in there's like 5 long strands that came down, and then one that connected in between them all across the top. And it was battery powered. It uses like 3C batteries. And I hung that up over the kitchen doorway. You talk about a pain in the ass walking back and forth through that kitchen with them light strings hanging in front of you. That's part of it. And the other part is the cats like to play with them. So yeah, that's what I've got going on here. I'm looking forward to doing stuff with this and all the things that I can do. The only problem is the camera. No matter if you set the auto shut off to never or disable it, when you're filming with the camera and using it in video mode, it won't. It'll only run for about 29 minutes and 59 seconds, and then the camera just shuts off. So now I just got to reach up there and push a button on the back, and it's got to turn it, and it turns it back on. But it's just a pain that every 30 minutes you got to turn the camera back on. All right, Derek. Yeah, I'm wrapping up here anyway. It's been 2 hours, and I'm running at my time that I'm hopping off anyway. So have a good night, Derek. Have a good night, y'all. Have a good week. I'll see you again next Sunday evening. I don't foresee any issues being here as it stands right now. Got nothing planned next Sunday except maybe watch the Ravens game. So until then, y'all, rock on, roll tide.